What's up, you guys? Mo Awesome from Awesome MTB, and welcome to the Awesome MTB Ultimate XC Bike Shootout. Now, it has been really hard to keep this a secret, but for the last month, I have been testing 7 of the best XC bikes on the market to bring you guys the ultimate buyer's guide, because I know buying a bike can be pretty intimidating. You want all your info, you want your reviews. So I went through and dissected each and every single one of these bikes, and let me tell you, this has been probably one of the most stressful months of my life. I went deep into it, all for the name of science. Did geometries, I did trail testing, I did suspension testing. There were so many different factors and variables affecting each and every single one of these bikes, how they performed on the trails, and my thoughts on the bike and who I think the bike is for. So by the end of this shootout, you'll have a better understanding of each and every single one of these bikes, whether they're right for you, and also which models I think you should go with, because each one of these bikes also has a bunch of models to choose from. So I'm gonna go through best bang for buck and what I personally would like to buy. We also have some awards that were given out to these bikes, including the bike that I personally would build up for myself, what I personally think is the best XC bike of the test, what I think was the best descender, the best climber, the most fun bike, the best looking bike, and overall best value. Those awards will come in a little bit. Before we get too far into this review, I do want to give a huge thank you to Pro Bike Supply for teaming up with us for this shootout. I knew going into this, doing a buyer's guide like this was going to require a shop of the highest caliber, and Pro Bike Supply is definitely it. They are one of the coolest bike shops in Newport Beach, California. Their team is awesome, and they specialize in custom bike builds. They have so many awesome components to choose from and so many rad brands, including most of the brands in this actual shootout. On top of that, like I said, they are all about custom builds. So if you want the most tricked out bike for the best bang for buck, an amazing customer service with bikes built up by professional mechanics, I can't recommend going with Pro Bike Supply enough. We'll put their links in the description of this video. You guys, they take care of friends of the channel. So if you guys are interested in your next bike build, be sure to hit them up, let them know you're a friend of the channel, and they will take care of you. I can't recommend those guys enough. Now, before we really get into this, I do want to talk about the goal of this shootout. So originally it started off as the ultimate XC bike. What I quickly realized though is there is a crazy blur in terms of what XC actually means. So obviously you guys have heard the term downcountry. I think that term started off as marketing jargon, but honestly right now I feel like the lines are so blurred. I don't know what's downcountry and what's cross country, because all of these bikes have about 120 millimeters of rear travel and all are around 66.5-degree head angles. However, each and every single one of these bikes has a completely different personality. A lot of that's going to be also attributed to suspension design. And the craziest thing here is, even though we have 7 bikes, each one of these has a completely unique ride feel on the trails, because we actually have 5 different suspension designs. The suspension design is going to affect how the bikes descend as well as climb and pedal. So yeah, that's going to be another factor we're going to go into in the shootout. Now, another factor in this test is also going to be weight, because even though all of these bikes are very close to each other, there still is a 2-pound difference between the lightest bike in the test and the heaviest bike in the test. And weight is going to be something very interesting, because yes, in certain aspects it can be beneficial on the climbs, but what I also found is sometimes going too light may affect how the bike rides downhill. We also have so many different types of suspension in here, including another major factor to this test, and that's going to be RockShox flight attendant, because 2 of the bikes actually have RockShox flight attendant. That is going to be another interesting thing for this shootout. Now, before we get into things, I want to introduce each bike in this buyer's guide, but I think I have the right people to do so, so let's hear from the brands themselves.
My name is Mike Morrow. My position at Cannondale is officially Global Senior Mountain Bike Marketing Manager.
My name's Jason Moschler. I'm the CEO here at Evil Bikes.
My name is Eric Richter, and I'm the marketing director for Mondraker in the U.S.
I'm Chris Kokalis, and I am the CEO and founder of Pivot Cycles.
My name is Chris Mandel. I work for SRAM and RockShox.
My name is Brian Gordon. I'm the product manager at Specialized, and I take care of all the cross-country bikes My name is Lars Sternberg here at Transition Bikes. Title is Factory Athlete Manager and Product Specialist.
Chris, Global Sales Manager here at Yeti Cycles.
And I'm Ryan Thornberry. I'm the product manager for All Bike.
What do you think of cross country currently?
It's amazing. Like Mo, like you watch a World Cup race and the courses are insane. Like what these riders are doing at speed.
I've always been a fan of cross country. I grew up cross country racing. I was on the US national team as a junior and an under 23 rider. Cross country is finally encouraging more challenging tracks like that, inviting harder, gnarlier riding.
Booming, exciting. Courses are getting rowdier. The skill level for riders, it's so much more than just fitness these days.
I think it's awesome. The whole basically getting back to real mountain biking, that it's not just a dirt crit race. For XC, it really separates the mountain bikers from the road racers.
I'm excited about it. You know, like as I was mentioning before we started recording, I'm doing a cross-country race on Saturday, which is my first cross-country race in quite a few years. I'm pretty excited about it.
I think it's getting more exciting. The courses are evolving, the riders are evolving. You can see this new generation of riders, you know, like from the USA, Chris Blevins, Bjorn Riley. They're showing that they can also throw down power, but at the same time throw a little toboggan over a double in the middle of a World Cup race. So I think that's really cool.
Globally, it's thriving. You know, these days I enjoy watching World Cup cross-country racing almost as much as World Cup downhill.
It's awesome. I mean, we've been watching it for a while. We haven't had like a cross-country race bike for a while, and just seeing how much rougher and rowdy the courses are getting, you know, throw a little moisture on it. It's sketchy sometimes because you're pushing these bikes to the lightest weight possible. You're giving up some rubber on your tires, so like if you don't have a really dialed bike, you're not going to win flat out.
And what bike did you guys submit? And tell me a little bit about it.
All right, so we're stoked on this. So this is new for 2024. This is a Scalpel 2. Been around since 2001 too. Scalpel overall has. So this is the newest iteration of that.
So we're submitting the following Sid Ultimate, and the following is not a cross-country bike. You've seen clips of Luke Strobel hucking this bike 40 feet. What we realized is, oh my gosh, if we put an XX brute set on this thing with the Sid flight attendant, we can get this bike down to like 25.5 pounds, which, yeah, there's lighter cross-country bikes, right? But there is no cross-country bike that can go downhill like the following.
Yeah, you're riding an F Podium, which is our cross-country full suspension rig. It's a bike that's evolved over the years to a point where the current spec actually came from kind of a downcountry limited edition that we were doing. 120 mil suspension in the front, 110 in the rear.
So we submitted the Mach 4 SL, and I believe we sent the Team XTR build. And so we have two team builds in our lineup, and one is a SRAM Axis build, and one is a Shimano XTR build.
The bike being tested is a Transition Spur. It's our 120 mil travel, shortest travel, lightest, most efficient pedaling bike.
So we submitted the ASR. It's a T-Series build, our T2, which is a XM1 drivetrain. And the bike is a 115 mil rear, 120 mil front, cross-country race bike.
We submitted the new Epic 8 S-Works model. So it's the 120 travel cross-country marathon race bike. It's equipped with flight attendant and all of our unique suspension tuning that you'll get to feel on the trail.
So like I said, even though there is 7 bikes here that appear to all be 120 millimeter cross-country bikes, each one does have a significant difference in personality. I really do feel like each one of these bikes is going to appeal to a different rider out there. Now, talking about suspension designs, we do have 5 different suspension designs here. So Evil has their trademark Delta system, Transition has their Giddy Up system, Mondraker has their Zero system, Pivot has the classic DW link. Now the Yeti ASR, the Specialized Epic, and the Cannondale Scalpel all have a single pivot flex day design. However, even between those 3 bikes, each one of them rides completely different. But with all of that being said, like I mentioned, you guys, it has been an exhausting month of really breaking down each and every single one of these bikes, but I am very confident that I have figured out each one of these and I know exactly what type of rider each one is for. Now, over the course of the next week, we will be releasing an individual review of each bike in this test, followed by the conclusion, as well as some content that won't make it onto our YouTube channel, like which handlebars did I prefer in this test, what suspension do I prefer, do I like the RockShox stuff more, do I like the Fox stuff more? So yeah, be sure to check out our website, awesomemtb.com. If you guys have any questions about the series or any of the bikes as a whole, let us know in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe so you can follow along the series. And once again, you guys, huge thank you to Pro Bike Supply for making this entire project possible. I'll link them in the description if you are ever in the market for your next bike, especially if it's a custom build. I can't recommend that shop enough. All of that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the awesome MTB XC Shootout.